comic book fans, have you already heard about the DC's Rebirth that's going to be taking place in May of 2016 regarding the DC's universe? DC Entertainment's Chief Creative Officer, Geoff Johns, who's also a writer for several different titles throughout DC history, has announced that there's going to be a rebirth in the DC universe. It has been stressed that this is not a reboot, it's a rebirth, meaning that all of the titles are going to start over at number 1, and in Geoff Johns' words, he's bringing back the legacy of DC Comics. Although I do need to point out that Action Comics and Detective Comics won't be going back to issues number 1. In fact, they're going back to their original numbering, which I think they're probably doing that because both titles are approaching issue number 1000, and maybe they want to celebrate that. But what does it mean when Geoff Johns says that he's bringing back the legacy of DC Comics? Right now, everything is just speculation. There's a lot of rumors running around here and there about different titles where new characters are going to be coming in and other characters are going to be pushed out. There's probably going to be a lot more that's going to be given out at WonderCon in March. There's going to be an 80-page special called DC Universe Rebirth. There's also going to be a lot of tie-ins for individual titles that's also going to be titled Rebirth, but under the name of like Teen Titans or Superman or Batman. Some titles and some characters are going to be thrown out completely. I'm a huge fan of Midnighter, which even though the story was done really well, it's unfortunate that the sales were really low, and from a marketing standpoint, it's not feasible to continue it going. And he's the first openly gay male superhero to have an ongoing series in a mainstream comic book universe. And we all have our own personal opinion on certain characters. Me specifically, I'm not a fan of Damian Wayne, but it already has been made clear that he's going to be made the leader of the Teen Titans, and Tim Drake will be pushed out. Whether or not Tim Drake will be joining the Titans has been made unclear. I personally don't like how DC is forcing us to like Damian Wayne in both the animated universe and the comic book universe. That's just my personal opinion. If you like him, I totally respect your opinion, but personally, I'm not a fan of it. But anyways, I'm still very hopeful that DC's Rebirth will be done well. Geoff Johns is a great writer, and I've loved a lot of his past story arcs. Although I know a lot of people are skeptical because DC has promised in the past to fix the New 52 universe. Specifically in 2015, they did the Convergence storyline. This storyline tried to fix some of the problems, but it didn't really go anywhere. I'm not the biggest fan of the New 52 universe, but I'm also very open to change. I tried to give it a chance, I just couldn't get into it because of the reimagining of all the characters and how the different personalities conflicted with the way they were before the New 52. Some characters had very minor changes, and they almost felt like they were the same exact characters from the old universe into the new one. Although I do think that Geoff Johns had somewhat of a hand in those. But what do you think about this? Are you on board with this, or are you completely jaded by DC at this point? Some people have given up completely altogether. I still have hope, and I'm really thinking that Geoff Johns could put in a really decent storyline. I don't know whether or not this can translate over to all the titles, but I do have hope. Hey, you know what? I can be completely wrong about this. In the next couple months, we'll find out, though. Leave comments down below. I'm very interested if you're on board, if you're not on board, or you're just completely neutral. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me in this video, and I'll join you in another one very soon. Peace. Thanks for watching my video. When you get a chance, check out my social media sites, my Patreon site, and everything else. Peace.